Good morning. This is Robert Goodman here on Positive Stroke, staying clean. And I'm so happy to be a part of your recovery. I'm so happy to be here sharing my strength and my hopes with you. You know, I've been doing step one to step seven. And when I got to step seven in my recovery, I wanted to take my power back. And I got to the point where I'm not using anymore. Have the desire to use. Uh, I felt I was in full control of my situation, that I've cleaned the wreckage of my past. But I didn't realize that addiction is much, much more. That it takes time to secure your recovery. It takes time to overcome situations of living life on life's terms and living in recovery. It's not easy, but it's definitely, we need to do that in order for it to make our lives better. I didn't realize that until I felt I can control what I do, that I can control using cocaine again, that everything is going to be all right. And when I made the decision to do that, what happened was that cycle that I was doing in my past, in my 40 years of my active addiction, it just popped back into play. Using and abusing. The normal way that I lived my life in my active addiction, I was back there in the same mode, doing the same thing, expecting different results. And the interesting thing about recovery, it made me see exactly where I was heading, and I was able to stop before I did a lot of damage to myself and others. It was a checkpoint. Robert, either you check yourself or you're getting ready to wreck yourself. I checked myself. And that's when I gave 110% to the program of recovery. Because I truly realized that I can't have the power because I keep driving the car and I keep having accidents. I keep having situations happen in my life that hurts me to justify my use and abuse of cocaine, to justify my actions. And there was times when I had to look for reasons to justify it. And actually what I was doing was lying to myself. So my relapse made me realize that I can't take power no matter how much time I have. That I must keep doing the next right thing. That I keep moving forward in my recovery. This taught me that I need to have checks and balances on Robert. That I must check myself before I wreck myself. And the interesting thing, I wasn't ashamed of what I did by relapsing. I was ashamed what I was about to lose for relapsing. And I realized that I had to take a stand, that I had to truly admit to myself that my way will never work. My way of using and abusing and living life on life's terms will never happen. It will never happen. It will never end right. I will destroy myself and others if I go back down this path. The interesting thing is that I wasn't ashamed because I was so focused in wanting to learn why I did what I did. Why did I go down this path? Why did I make these choices? For once, I started to honestly look at myself and my actions and how I felt and the things I needed to address to make Robert better. The interesting thing is, I had to learn to live on life's terms with the pain of the trauma that has happened to me. I had to learn to live with my actions and my addiction to cause me to lose loved ones in my life. I had to learn to accept that the things that you would like to have, the things that you would want to have, you will never have, because addiction destroyed that path of you having those type of relationships with the people that don't have nothing to do with you. I had to learn that I had to find a new way of living life on life's terms, because I destroyed my old life. I destroyed relationships, loved ones that will not forgive me for my actions in my act of addiction, that judges me for my past and do not judge me for who I am today. I must accept these things. I must accept that a power greater than me restored me to sanity even when I was hurting myself, because this power kept helping me from destroying myself. Led me to the rooms of recovery so I can work on Robert, to rebuild Robert, so Robert can have a life living on life's terms. The path in recovery is not an easy one, but it's a necessary one if I want to get better, if I want to be a better person, if I want to have a good life. Then I must face my past, my wreckage of my past, clean the wreckage of my past, meaning facing those that I've harmed and be willing to make amends to them all without no hesitation, but to make amends. So these things will not live rent-free in my head. So I can close the chapter of the wreckage of my past and move forward and live in today, building a future in recovery for myself. Yes, recovery is not an easy job, because the interesting thing is that people see us moving forward and our lives are getting better, feel that they have information to help us move forward and to make our lives better. But the interesting thing I've learned in living is that each person's path is different. And In order for you to live your best life, you have to work on your path, what you are trying to achieve, what you're trying to build for yourself. And this is recovery, living life on life's terms, one day at a time, doing the next right thing. And as you do this day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in and year out, it becomes second nature to you. And you automatically do these things. And as you automatically do these things, you see that you have less issues, less problems, more space and more time to build a sound future for yourself and your loved ones. That you actually have control of making your life better by working on yourself. But giving your power to a power greater than you, knowing that when you drive the car, you end up down the rabbit hole. So you choose not to drive the car, but you work on yourself to make yourself better, to make better choices, to move forward in your life, to live life on life's terms, one day at a time, one situation at a time, one problem at a time. And your life gets better and better. But the recovery of your past does not restore or mend situations that has caused you to not be involved or associate with people that you love and you care about. They have to make a choice to willing to let you in. And some will and some won't. Some will have you sitting on the fence at the property line, so to speak, and they'll meet you there, but they're not letting you into their living spaces. Coming close, building a sound and solid relationship. You're still on the outside looking in because they don't want you to get that close to them because you may hurt them or you might take advantage and use them to get what you want. So I learned Robert doesn't take back power. Robert learns to work on himself to overcome the situations that he has created through his addiction. How he moves forward in living life on life's terms daily, trying to build a sound foundation in recovery and enjoying life on life's terms. Recovery makes you look at yourself honestly and openly and challenge you to make the proper steps to make your life better. When you come into recovery, they give you suggestions. But when you be around recovery long enough, you know these suggestions are must so you can live your best life, so you can overcome addiction. They are must. When we come in, we make suggestions, but we want you to find out that these are must so you can stay clean and sober. We know what we have to do to stay clean and sober because we're working on ourselves to make ourselves better in recovery. So, the point I stopped and shared here at step 7 is that I thought I had it going on. I thought that because I had this amount of time being clean and sober, I don't have a desire to pick up and use, that everything was good. But I didn't know, or I didn't understand that the wreckage of my past and the mistakes that I've made was so deep that it's going to take a lot more time to move forward in my recovery. When I start to dig into my past, when I start to dig into the wreckage of my past, I realize just how much of a grip and destruction addiction has done to me, and I've done to myself and others. So, the point for today is, don't take back power. You're doing good in your recovery. You're moving forward in your recovery. You are blessed the way you're at today, one day at a time, one situation at a time. Keep doing the same thing that's keeping you clean and sober. Face your fears in your in the things that you've done in your active addiction. Face these things. Learn to understand yourself, why you did these things in your active addiction. The choices that you made, where it hurts you and people that you love and you care about. And you will see just how powerful addiction truly is. And you will give yourself some grace because you have a disease and you're working on taking the medication of recovery so you can stay well and live life on life's terms and live your best life. This is Robert Goodman from Positive Strokes, wishing you a great day. And I want you to understand this, that the power of recovery is a blessing that will change your life. You have a great and wonderful day.